Hello there, my lovely Legionnaires. How are we doing today? Ah! Big yawn. How was it? How was Godzilla? I am changed. Jesus. This one here. This one's not what I want. There we go. Well, I'm feeling like being a little self-indulgent today, so I'm just gonna draw so I'm gonna draw my fan character being sussy with law, because you can't tell me what to do. Because it's my stream, and I get to decide what we do on it. So we're just gonna draw some, like, self-indulgent OCX canon shit today, because I want to, and nobody can stop me. Everybody send your prayers to poor Justin. He's sick. Nothing too serious. We think he just has the flu, but... our poor dragon is ill. Listen, you're less likely to get the flu if you don't leave the house. Just saying. Also, if any of you saw the good news over on Twitter, you'll have a new video this week. The Urban Spook video is finally going to be done. It's finally done. I'm so excited for it to be live. Silver did a great job with the edit, it's so good. I think it's good. I liked it. I'm trying to work on drawing more, A, more character interplay, and B, doing some things with angles and... with angles and perspectives and the like. So I thought this would be a fun one. Stop doing that. I am... Stand proud. You are strong. Yeah, the lobotomy Kaizen is beginning to get to me, too. Given the update, I'm starting to not blame anyone who goes a little bonkers during this particular break, because I'm going bonkers during this particular break. Cannot fucking do this again. Thoughts on One Piece new art styles? For me, as someone that stopped watching the anime around the end of Impel Down, it's weird and takes some getting used to. I like it. I think it feels... It's hard to explain. I feel like translating the way that Wano looked into Egghead wouldn't have felt right. I'm a fan of, like, giving each arc a slight shift of aesthetic. Because, like, as somebody who's at the end of Egghead right now, I think Egghead's just ending. Because I'm caught up. This little tweak of art style makes a lot of sense. I got to know my man Aoi Toto is safe and happy. He is safe. Happy, I don't know, but he's safe, that's for sure. It's more than a lot of our faves can say, truly. And you should be grateful for that every day. No, I need to have a shoulders with a huge ass. It's true. He deserves it. Hope the idol that he likes notices him soon. It's what he deserves. I'm doing alright. I'm tired. Doing a lot of stuff now that the New Year's celebrations are all over. But now that the holidays are done, I'm back on the work wagon. I get to take today slow, which is nice because everything's uploaded and Brooke's working on the next video for this month. So I get to relax a little bit. Why is Dressrosa so long? It's a lot of stuff that happens in Dressrosa. Wano's even longer! Buckle up! I think Wano's the longest act in One Piece so far? Some of the best, I'd say, yeah. I'm biased, I just really like Crocodile. I'm biased because A, I think he's hot, and B, I just really like that kind of political intrigue, so I'm very fond of Alabasta. What's longer between Dressrosa? Oh, Dressrosa is way longer than Whole Cake. I have not seen Blue Eye Samurai yet. It is my shit, and I keep seeing bits and pieces of it, but I haven't sat down to actually watch it yet. I have not had the fucking time. Lucci was a threat back then before he became fodder for Rubber Man. It's part of why I love this part of Egghead. It's like, I've got you to beat your Gear 3, and he's like, no. What? No, I'm on Gear 5 now. Oh, fuck. Lucci fucking sucks. We all hate CP0. All my homies hate the pirate CIA. I want to watch Dungeon Meshi. I do. I watched Pokemon Concierge, finally, now that Brooke and Justin are home. And it was everything I wanted and more. Please give me more. 4 episodes was not enough. Only 4 20-minute episodes was cringe, and I need 1,000. Like, aw, she's a huge bundle of anxiety. Of course her Pokemon is the Psyduck. Also, hi, not me, welling up and crying at the ending of the season because fucking I related to that Pikachu so hard. Maybe we shouldn't focus on making it Pikachu-like. Let him just be him. And I'm like, ah! I cry. God, this pose is weird. Hi, Lio!
Hello, Hythene.
How do you do this day?
Tired.
It's samesies.
I mean, found a couple things I was looking for, though, so I guess it's a plus.
Nice. Figures?
Of course. What else do I look for?
I don't know. You might look for other stuff.
Yeah.
You might be a multifaceted individual. I don't know.
I am multifaceted, but you can't exactly go to a Walmart or a Target and buy a sword.
Not with that. Not if not. Well, I was gonna say, not anywhere you can't, but you live in Texas, so is.
I mean, like you can buy swords at other places. There are sword shops, but they're just not, good.
True.
If I want a stainless steel like Renfest thing, I guess I could go with that. But ew, no.
Yeah, you can buy guns at Walmart. Fuck, you beat me to the joke.
You can. Guns are more profitable than swords. That would be why.
I still think that's funny. There's just something inherently funny about the fact that you can buy a gun at Walmart.
Oh, yeah. You can also buy a lot of things at Walmart. You'd be surprised. Like back in the day, you could order an entire house from the Sears catalog.
That's true.
It's also really cool. Like you can still buy like the instructions and list all the stuff you need. So you can actually like, if you have the know-how and the equipment or can rent it at a decent price, you can build a house for like 20 grand.
Damn!
Yeah, it's actually really impressive.
I had a friend in high school whose dad built their house.
Nice.
It was a nice little house.
No. I'm just, much like you, but in a different vein, I'm wondering what the heck is wrong with Hasbro.
Yeah, wherefore?
Well, with you, I'd imagine it's probably like the D&D stuff because they're kind of stupid on how they handle D&D as a whole.
Yeah!
But a little backstory and lore. In the 1990s, Hasbro acquired and absorbed rival toy company that used to be the biggest player called Kenner.
Mm-hmm.
What was Kenner known for? Well, Kenner was known for Star Wars.
Oh.
So that's where they came from. And Hasbro's been re-releasing some older stuff. Like they've re-released some Generation 1 Transformers, they've re-released some Beast Wars. But what they've also did was they, using the Kenner label that they, of course, own, they, a couple years ago, re-released the original Ghostbusters line, which was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because the aftermarket price for the original was awful. But what they've done this time is there was a second wave of original Ghostbuster toys.
Mm-hmm.
They came out in the 80s that like you can still find complete on card on eBay for like $15 because they're awful and nobody really liked them. They had an action feature where you like move their arm and their head spun around. They were fright feature characters.
Mm-hmm.
Hasbro decided to re-release those.
Weird. I wonder why.
And nobody knows why. It's just a really weird decision.
Mm.
I don't know. Hasbro makes a bunch of dumb decisions. You see what they did with their employees over this doggone holiday.
Yeah, was a big fan of that.
Nobody is.
5 steps forward and 10 steps back. Can't have shit in this house.
Nope.
First we were sending the fucking Pinkertons after motherfuckers for a shipping error, and now this.
Yep, and people defended Hasbro over that.
I don't know how you possibly could, because it was their fault! That's my favorite part of that story, is that it's their fault! They made the shipping error!
Yes, but at the same time, the people who are the bootleggers like, well, he should have just turned it in anyways. Like, Hasbro didn't offer compensation or replacement. They just said, give us the card. And the answer is always, no. That's what I won't.
You fucked up! Mine now!
And this is a very rare time I will say this, because I don't tend to do the whole I live X, therefore prideful. But they're honestly lucky that didn't happen to a Texas citizen, because then you'd have some ex-Pinkertons. You don't show up at some dude's house armed, threatening him over a card.
Bring us the cards, wipe away the debt.
Good way to end up on a shirt.
It's a quick way to end up on a shirt, you're so right.
Couldn't happen to better people, though. Never cared for the Pinkertons.
Really?
I don't like jackbooted thugs. I don't care who they work for.
I don't know what you're talking Wow! Historically, the Pinkertons have done nothing wrong.
Yeah, well, they did nothing right either, so.
Dan, you're sure right. There you go. He's got me. Mate in one, chat. I'm fucked.
So who do you have in your chat today?
Couple of people. Usuals. In call, it's just you.
I see. Oh, I see that.
A few of my usuals hanging out, watching me draw my OC kissing Law because I can do what I want.
It's my OC. I do what I want with it.
I want her to smooch the funny doctor who turns people into cubes.
Oh my goodness.
Ethically and humanely, even.
How do you ethically and humanely put people in cubes?
You don't put people in cubes. He turns people into cubes. I used my words very specifically.
Again, how do you do that?
So this is a One Piece character.
Magic. Gotcha.
Yeah, his ability, he has the Op fruit, so he has surgery powers.
Is he the guy who turned the one giraffe dude to be able to turn into a box?
No.
Okay.
'Cause
I saw like an AMV once of somebody playing I'm living in a box, I'm living in a cardboard. It was that giraffe One Piece character going into a box.
Love Kaku. I don't care what you say. Giraffes are awesome. I love giraffes.
There's a giraffe transformer, actually.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, his name is Long Rack.
Of course it is.
I mean, there's also the boar Randy.
I love Randy. What a fucking goofy name.
And then there's Saltman Z and Big Daddy. Those are real, by the way.
Jesus. But Law has, like, surgery powers, so he can, like, he can see inside your body. He basically, what his big thing that the two big things that he does is he can teleport by switching two objects around. And then he basically, when he removes he can remove part of your body without it, like, no longer functioning. So, like, typically what he'll do when he fights is he'll snatch the heart out of your chest. And if it's just an organ, it's in a cube. And then your heart will still function as if it were still in your chest, but it's just in his hands now.
That's horrifically unsettling, and I don't like anything I was just told.
Mm-hmm. They call him the Surgeon of Death.
They could have just called him Kevorkian and saved a step.
My favorite bit is that he became a Warlord of the Sea, because he stole 100 Marine Lieutenant hearts and then sent them to Marineford in a bag.
Oh, that would cause some upset.
And he was like, make me a warlord or else. And they were like, well, damn, we can't argue with that.
I mean, you could. You just wouldn't get much goodwill from anybody else who wanted to be in your military.
But Law's cool. He's alright.
Well, this guy's lucky that it wasn't the real world Marines. Because their response would be, I don't need no heart to know how to kill.
Well, the One Piece Marines aren't too dissimilar, actually.
Do they like crayons with jalapeno cheese?
I 1000% believe that Green Bull eats crayons with jalapeno cheese.
Based.
Green Bull and Full Body eat crayons. I believe that 1000%.
Concerning crayons, I actually wound up with a 30-day Facebook ban once because of crayons.
Because of crayons?
Kinda. I had one dude I was arguing with that was super stupid and being aggro, so I did the typical, do I need to write it on construction paper with crayon so it's in a format you'll understand?
Mm-hmm.
And he got really mad, so I literally just did it. I've still got them around somewhere too, in case somebody else tries it. Dude got so mad he reported the post for bullying.
Absolutely obliterated. That's it. If that happened to me in a fucking argument, that's it. I'm done.
Well, there was also the guy who got super, like, you know how versus battles tend to get people super heated, specifically if they're anime nerds.
Mm-hmm.
My generation's literally no better.
Mm.
So somebody on a Transformer post showed some art of, like, I think Devastator fighting Voltron.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, dude, can any of the Transformer combiners like fight Voltron? And one dude like went on a tirade about the combiner Predaking, which is a cool design. Not gonna deny that. So I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and lay this out here. Predaking stands at 198 feet. Voltron stands at over 300. Predaking can get taken out by a single laser. Voltron fights like ethereal monsters all the time and literally powered through a black hole. Can somebody explain to me why they think this guy would win exactly? And this dude lost it. Like, he went on a tirade going on about how he doesn't like that I have sources, about how animation's inconsistent, therefore I must be wrong. And got to the point to where he told me I would not, and I quote, say that to his face, and he posted his phone number. You'll never guess what I did.
Did you call him?
I absolutely did.
I
pulled up the Google Voice number, and I called him. He picked up, and I said, "You're wrong. Also, you're gay." I hung up on him. And the rest of the post was him going on about how I should just call him back because you hung up. Like, get back here. I'm like, nah, I did what you wanted.
That's so fucking funny.
Not the first time or the last time I've done that.
It's so good. Oh, that's the fucking best.
I've also had people tell me, like, I know people from prison and they're going to come mess you up. And I'm like, they're going to come mess me up because I made fun of your cartoon preferences? Are you really going to tell me that you have people that are convicted felons that you know that are your friends who have done time for drug charges and violence who are going to specifically show up to hurt me because you got offended over a cartoon?
Listen, I would love to have some motherfucker show up to my house fresh out of Rikers purely because I said that Thundercats was lame.
I mean, that would be a mood, but at the same time, it's just like, I'm trying to tell you, my dude, how stupid you sound. And he did not like that. I still got the screen cap somewhere. It is some funny stuff.
Unbelievable. Now my fucking chat's talking about action figures.
And they are kind of cool, even though you don't personally like articulation.
I don't. If you didn't know that about me, I don't. I'm not a big articulation. Well, it's because I just don't like the way that they look. I think with certain figures it's fine. Like, I don't mind, for example, like, I like building, I'll build the occasional, like, Gundam or model kit, but, like, those I don't mind, because they're built with articulation in mind, you know?
Oh, so you're talking about the fact that a Gundam has joints literally on the character model, but if you get a humanoid character, because it has seam lines and it has obvious points that's breaking the sculpt to do the articulation, that sets you off.
Yeah, I just don't like the way it looks.
That makes sense.
Otherwise,
Which is why you prefer your pop-up parade.
I do. I like statues.
Nothing wrong with that.
I like the odd pop-up parade. They're cheaper, so they're a little lower quality than, like, artifacts, which is what I usually get.
Oh god, that's pricey.
Yeah.
You're an MB of refined taste, I know.
I know. My taste is immaculate and carefully refined. I can officially now say that the most I've ever spent on an anime figure was like, what was it, like $400? No, $500 it was altogether.
Oh goodness, you got another 200 to get to my area.
Listen, I can't show him in mixed company, but I have him now.
Oh goodness.
Listen, I'm gonna be so real with you. I've always wanted, a buddy of mine and I have joked for years that, like, we've each wanted to buy, like, a sexy statue, just because we think they're funny. So I was like, but they're so expensive, I'd have to find one of a character I really liked, and B, one that I was, like, that has some, like, art value. Because some of them are just for the utility, and
I'm aware.
Yeah, and I don't get any utility out of that. So I was like, I want one that looks good on my shelf and is funny. And then I found the funny Sanji one.
You don't get any utility out of that? Oh my goodness, how can you not? Obviously.
But then I got the funny Sanji one, and, like, listen, all memes and jokes aside, it's probably the nicest figure I own. Like, it was really well made. Truly some really beautiful craftsmanship, honestly. It looks great, it feels great, it's solid, it's sturdy. Like, I unironically would recommend it.
Years ago, I got sent a shipment of some figures I ordered, and somehow they also sent me one of those types of PVC statues. And it's still somewhere in, like, the attic, because I don't know what to do with that dumb thing. And I feel like if I try to, I can't remember. This was also, like, when I was in my, God, I was 20. God, that was 18 years ago.
I was about to say, oh, so 1,000 years ago, back when dinosaurs roamed the earth.
Right? Correct. I think it was one of the Full Metal Panic girls.
Ooh! If you don't want that anymore, you might be sitting on some capital M money.
I might be, but it's one of those things, like, if I sell this, I'm going to be a creep. If I keep it, I'm a creep. I can't, if I throw it away, my neighbors are going to think I'm a creep. How do I win this?
You sell it, and you make the money, because the only person who will think you're a creep is the person who got it before you, and you get to sleep comfortably at night knowing they're the one who bought it.
I guess. Hello, Susie.
What a thing to come into.
Poor choice of wording.
Have I told you the tale of my funny rabbit?
You have not. I'm going to be muted for a little bit, but please tell me.
So, forever and a day ago, back when I was a young Fujoshi, I bought, I can't remember his name now. My Yaoi fangirl card, I can feel it being taken from me. The rabbit from, Gravitation. So, the people in the audience who will know who that is, know who that is. But I still have him. And he was all I ordered. And I ordered him from an independent seller, off of eBay. Now, because this was when I was a child, I had to use my grandmother's, Amazon account to pay for it. So we had an arrangement where I'd pay her the money and then she would order it for me. Because if I wanted anime goods, since this was back during the Dark Ages, she'd have to order them for me. So I was like, I want the rabbit. So I bought the rabbit. The rabbit is not what came in the mail. So my grandmother calls me and says, something came with your name on it, but I don't know if it's yours. And I was, like, nervous, so I was like, okay. So I go over to her house, and she hands me a box. There were 2 things in that box. Both of them DVDs. One of them, was for, I think it was, like, the first 5 episodes of School Rumble, I believe? Which was fine and normal. Not what I'd ordered, but fine and normal. And the other one was an OVA called Blue Wolves. And I will never forget that that's what it was called, because it was hardcore gay porn. And I mean, like, hardcore as in they were fucking on the back cover. And my grandmother looks at me, who is 11, and went, I take it you didn't order this. And I said, no! No, I did not! This one was not me! And we double checked, and sure enough, there had been a mix-up. They had sent the wrong person. I had gotten someone else's order.
I had a similar incident, if you'd like to hear about it.
Of course.
I ordered a bundle of anime DVDs. I can't remember if it was from Hastings at the time, because that was a great place to go to if you wanted some anime DVDs at a really good price.
Mm-hmm.
For example, you could pick up like the entire second season of Sailor Moon on there for like $20 when eBay was selling it for $400.
God.
So definitely a plus.
I remember the days.
So I got the bundle in, and there's a very interesting DVD there. Now, this is not something I've watched because I'm a prude.
Mm-hmm.
But I never thought I'd ever have in my hand, in my possession, a copy of Agent Aka.
Ah!
It's somewhere in the garage.
I've also said multitudinous times that my, one of my all-time fucking favorite pastimes, at smaller, like, local anime cons, because there's always, at, like, you hit, like, a mid-size point at, like, medium-sized cons, where there's the guy who sells hentai.
Yeah.
And I love going and sitting outside his booth when I'm waiting for friends, because I love watching 13-year-old girls try to buy hard yaoi dojin, and watching the look on their faces drop when he goes, I need to see ID.
Thank you. Yeah, I, back when FYE was still around and thriving in the early 2000s, I had gone there with my now brother-in-law, and we were in the anime section. Now, Charlie isn't the type of person who does detail. So he wasn't aware when he switched from looking to the anime section to the hentai section. Mm-hmm. And I just sort of sat back and waited for him to realize.
It's really funny.
Mean. He's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
There's titties!
Well, the thing is, like, that alone wasn't the thing that keyed him into it, because it's anime. It was just like, wait a minute, these are uncensored titty.
Wait a minute, these aren't censored titties anymore. Fuck!
Go ahead, Susie.
I'm just mumbling to myself because Vegas keeps crashing as I try to put in a WMV file. So I have to fucking convert this shit to MP4 because WMV for some reason no longer functions. It just crashes my Vegas.
If you need help with that, like, I'll be home in about half an hour if you want to shoot the WMV file to me. I can convert it for you.
I have a converting software that I've been using for a while. It takes a while. I spent the past few hours converting it to WMV because initially it was MKV.
Oh god, I hate that format. I hate it so much.
Yeah, no, so I'm just sitting here, it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna convert NKV to WMV because that's usually what I do when I edit.
FYE still around, it's just not as big.
So it doesn't seem like I can do that anymore because for some reason Vegas crashes whenever I try to implement the WMV file. So I have to now convert any of the WMV files that that I have or that I plan on using in the future to MP4 because I don't know. Vegas just wants to crash, I guess. The life of an editor.
Also, thank you. Speaking of hentai, how is my chicken? She's fine.
Him.
She's doing great. She laid 2 eggs this morning. We did, we did in fact get double yoker out of her a little while ago, which apparently is a good thing.
Oh, pretty good healthy chicken. A very fertile chicken.
She is indeed. It's almost unfortunate that she'll never get to be properly fertile.
She is indeed, or she is hindeed?
Indeed.
Sooner or later, somebody's gonna shoot me, and I'll have it coming. I just will.
Listen, I have to put up with Crafty, and he's factually worse.
Crafty has charm. That's why he can get away with it.
You know what? You're so right.
Crafty makes a joke like that, people just like put their hands on their hips. Crafty. And then you hear the background, I do it, and people are like, all right, old man's gotta die, he's lived long enough.
He's hit the age where it's involuntary. If he doesn't make a dad joke every couple of weeks, he loses all of his dad powers.
And I feel like that sometimes, I'm not gonna pretend otherwise.
Speaking, you need to let me know if we're doing shit this week.
Sure. What time do you want to do it on?
I don't know. When have you got time?
That's one of those you tell me and I find ways. That's kind of how my schedule always works.
Well, today's Wednesday. Okay, so tomorrow's Thursday. That means after that we've scheduled, well, okay. Do you have a way to make time tonight?
No. Things are a little rough right now, and I think Peaches might be streaming a Kalimara's Yandere dev video.
Mm-hmm.
But if we have to wait till next week, that's also okay. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings.
Yeah, might have to.
That's fine.
On a probably unrelated note.
Definitely.
Okay, fair enough. 2 more days.
Smile.
Until you admit that you're a lesbian?
No, 2 more days until we can treat the person who had been harassing me for multiple years like an adult.
Okay. I recommend a specific plan of action. Let's try to get this clown in a call, have one conversation with them, and tell them to knock it off. And then if we can continue, then we do what we need to.
Thank
if
God.
they can get into a call. Because I guess right now, can I be heard again?
Believe so? You're a little muffled, though.
Sorry about that. My headset decided to disconnect for no reason.
Weird. But alright.
While what Jack is doing may not be illegal in the States, it is in the UK.
Whenever you're ready.
Thank you, I will hydrate.
If they want to continue harassing you, that's going to be to their own detriment.
Yeah, well, again, 2 more days.
I don't need it, thank you. You too.
What game? What game did you send to Mortis that would be fun with me? What did you send to Mortis? I've also been told now that that you and I have been like we've been properly shipped, my darling. ... I was talking to Crafty, and he told me that Rin was like, "Why aren't Mortis and Heaton dating?"
What?
And Crafty told her, "Is like, well, it's because they're both A-spec." And then she goes, "Oh." Avi, then Tumblr, now this. Justin also keeps saying, well, it's because he's your boyfriend.
What did the boss want?
And I mean, he's right.
Boss.
You are my boyfriend, Keys Smorch. And Justin! Dog, we might as well for tax purposes, Keys Smorch. I'd marry you for power. Her feet, it's safe for Twitch. No, I don't want to partake in that.
Hey, Ro.
Hi, Ro.
Hello.
I will say that does track for you, Heaton, because when I first approached you about becoming a moderator and said it, you're just like, I can have power.
I can have power.
Oh, I am no longer plush.
You are no longer plush. Hang on, let me fix that.
Are you a real boy now?
When is our Minecraft marriage? I don't know. When do you have time to get on the server? We can get Minecraft married.
Oh,
Yay, I am a real boy. I did it.
Dude, remember when we were gonna do an SMP with like Brooke, Justin?
We still have
Allie.
it. We put. Listen, we did it. There's a link. You can join it.
I'm talking about the Origins SMP where like I made the whole like mushroom village underground.
Oh, the Origins SMP. Yeah, but we've.
That's why I said, remember we were gonna do an SMP?
We've made a new one now.
I made a whole goddamn mushroom village for nothing.
For the fun of making a
Wonder
whole
why.
goddamn mushroom village. That's why.
But there's something funny about that, because you'll get people who like build castles or the entirety of a Lord of the Rings set or a pixel accurate Miku, and here's Susie. What's Susie doing? Ha! Mushroom village.
Well, yeah, it's because Susie's queer.
I figured it was because she was a Smurf.
Also true. Okay, girly redeemed the accent. Hang on. Okay, Google. Set a timer for 2 minutes.
No,
It occurs to me in these
on
exact
Mally's
moments that I have never actually once drawn Asuka's lower half in this outfit. Fuck.
Yeah. On Mally's SMP, I have opted into being a truffle. A mushroom.
I didn't even have to say it's a girly wolf up.
Well, no, you don't. Because you come in here, you save up your points, and you redeem it for the same thing every goddamn time. You don't need to anymore. I know. I know what you're here for. I know what you're about. You're here for the Yeehaw Tin Mitsuru, I'm aware. I think I'll just do this, make it consistent across both sides, I guess. I don't fucking know. I'm making shit up. I'm pretending I know what ninjas wear, but then again, so does Oda, so it's all fine.
And so does Kishimoto.
So the fuck does Kishimoto? You're so right. He's so right for that.
He's right. He's not lying, but he's right.
Why does that sound so natural coming from you?
Listen, I've got a couple that I'm real good at, and this is one of them.
There's a difference between being really good at something and it doesn't even sound like you're putting on a voice.
Is this the new conspiracy?
I've secretly
And
I've been
he
lying
was
to you this
actually
entire time.
Southern?
I told you I was from the Midwest. You're full of shit. I've been from Texas this whole time.
I mean, Midwest and Texas, the accents aren't that much different, to be honest with you.
Take my fucking hoodie off. I'm sweating my ass off.
Like, I have people tell me, oh, Lio, you have a Texas accent. I'm a Mexican. That's why you think a Texas
Okay,
accent
Google.
sounds like that.
Stop.
I have learned two. I'm sorry, Susie.
I was about to say, I just love having those moments where I just give the very casual and subtle reminder that I might have lived in Colorado for what now we're on 11 or like year 11. No, year 21. That I have been in Colorado for. But I was not born here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Oh,
no,
Susie.
they
Same.
were
I've
once
been-
British.
Are we just playing? Playing show off my accents for Lio? Okay. Okay, Google. Set another timer for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Susie was talking.
But yeah, no, I was not born in Colorado. I was born in Arkansas, and every now and then, if you listen for it, you can hear the southern slip in.
It's true.
Every once in a while.
You wouldn't expect it, but like every so often, you can just hear it come out of Susie. It's very funny.
I've learned 2 things about my friends. Heaton's secretly from Texas, and Aaron works for the FBI.
It's not just that. Like, it ain't really all that difficult to put on a southern accent. If you're really trying to fool people, you just got to know exactly where and with all you want to try to emphasize there. And it all depends on what you're trying to do. There's also a difference between a street talking country boy and somebody who's got to put a little more twang in his voice, you understand? You pick up stuff like that. I've been in this state for 20 years. Regretted most of it, but still.
It's true. But it's partly because I've had a lot of friends from this area, so I've just sort of it's the benefit of the echolalia actually, is that if I listen to it for long enough I can sort of pick it up. It's why this one's so good as well.
Yeah, I mean, you hang out with Crafty enough times, you tend to get it down.
Well, it's partly from Crafty, and then I had a friend in my middle to high school years who was a Londoner, and I also picked this up from her. She didn't have as refined an accent, I think, though. It's the thing that you pick up is more like the cadence, the way that you talk, as opposed to like the actual accent. Because the actual accent's not that hard. It's picking up, the trick is picking up like the cadence with which you speak. Okay, Google, stop timer.
Speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, dude.
I keep getting calls from Memphis. It's the same number, so I know it's not like bots or anything.
Have you looked it up?
I have, but I can't find like any source of it.
It's me. I've been
Give me the number.
I've been robocalling you on the hours to convince you to tell people that you like women.
No, shoot me the number on my main, and I'll look it up. I have a bit better resources for that.
I'm just trying to figure out. Like, I don't even know who would call me from Tennessee.
I mean, it could just be a debt collector.
Could be. But like, I don't see like spam risk or telemarketer. It's just from Memphis. So it's like so
Yeah,
weird.
they've learned to piggyback off of different area codes to try to fool people. So.
Oh, cool. It took us an hour and all we've gotten is Oscar. Cool. Cool, I'm doing great.
Yeah, just give me that number, Doodletones. I'll figure it out for you.
Yeah, on Maine, you said, right?
Yep.
So that's the one
Also-
with the Garfield profile picture right now?
Yes, it is. And there's a story behind that.
Okay.
So, I'm in Board Orange's server, and I saw somebody. There's some dude in there who, like, apparently is terrified of me. Not like in a he's probably a creep way, but in a I find him intimidating way. And on one of his comments, he said, "There's different levels of fear. Lio is a different level of fear to me than somebody with a Garfield profile picture." So I responded to that, or changing it, saying hi.
You've traumatized him. That's it. You fool.
So you want about trauma? That one Wikitubia weirdo that I first mixed it up with in Susie's comments, that dude I've traumatized. He is still like on a bender in my comments on my latest video, balding and losing his mind, calling me Onision 2.0, because I have a found family and I've taken physical care of them. And he's apparently become so obsessed with me that, and keep in mind, this isn't something I mention in every other video. Like, I may have mentioned it a couple of times. I live in Texas. I was born in New Jersey. So he went on this entire spiel about how he would respect me if I was born in this, because this is his favorite state, but because I'm not, he's not going to respect me because he won't take orders from Americans. Also, and here's what I love. He also says it's even worse for me because I was a United States Marine and I have taken place in genocide.
Were you a Marine?
I have never once been in the United States military, nor claimed to. I'm a military brat. My old man was a CW-04 bosun in the United States Navy. I am not military.
I was gonna say, I don't think you're military. I think I remember you.
No.
I was gonna say, I remember you telling me that your dad was military.
Exactly. And even when I corrected him, he still went on about how I'm a Marine. I'm like, man, you are dumb. How is it these people can find very specific information, but not things that are literally out in the open?
I morons.
See, that takes
I have
effort.
no idea.
It's also the same guy who deleted. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's sometimes I feel like it's got to be intentional stupidity.
Well, I didn't see that he had not said this, so clearly I'm right.
He's also obsessed with the idea that Ponder is going to tell him if he's right or wrong instead of the facts, while also saying that Ponder will be willing to lie for me because I have their docs, which I don't. It's so stupid.
Man, I love when people are just like, oh yeah, Ponder will back me up, or Ponder will tell me if I'm wrong, because those people are usually fucking insane. There was a person who like had made this whole conspiracy about me, being this like radio personality from like the 50s.
I remember that.
Susie's a time-traveling lesbian? I can't believe Susie Doodletown is a time-traveling radio personality lesbian.
I can.
I do want to get Ponder into a video where we just talk about that, because that was such insanity.
I've had people lose their minds when they... Sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say, I should still have all the screenshots. I don't know if it's in my current F drive, but it might be in one of my others.
I have one unfortunate aspect about who I am as a person, that I share a name and same year of birth with the first person who has ever been convicted of intentionally giving somebody AIDS.
Ooh.
So sometimes I've had people get mad and Google me and think I'm him, and I run with it.
I will, in fact, lick your pillowcase. I'll do it. You can't stop me. That shit's bonkers. You have no fucking idea. If you're not familiar with that fucking shit, I don't remember how I fell down that rabbit hole, but I was learning about, like, just a bunch of weird shit. I don't remember how it started, but I was just in a weird, like, true crime rabbit hole, and I found out that there's this whole fucking weird community that, their, like, kink is giving people STDs.
Bug chasers.
Yeah, bug chasers. It's so weird.
It's a power thing. Weirdos. Here's one that both Heaton and Doodletones will appreciate. So, 3 years ago, I'd caused some upset in the Clownfish TV Discord server.
Mm-hmm.
And one person I really upset was some dude who was like close to 600 pounds because I didn't, quote unquote, talk to him respectfully. Because he was lamenting once about how he wanted to learn a certain type of coding, but when he was in high school, his teachers were mean to him. I'm like, wasn't that like 20 years ago? Yeah, I'm like, and you haven't learned since then? No, then that's on you. He got really mad about that. He doesn't like it when people tell him he's not very intelligent. So he goes on the farms. And not only accuses me of being a child predator because I took offense to him claiming that somebody from my group put CP somewhere, which neither of those things were true, by the way, obviously. But apparently that's evidence of me being a child predator. But not only that, I am also, in fact, FNGR.
Christ.
And his reason for that was because Tony is not just a short form of Anthony, but allegedly of Thomas as well, which is my name. You see, at one point, this dude...
Also-
go ahead.
Oh, no, finish up.
Well, at one point, this dude, did the whole, I'll fight you IRL. I live in Carriage Hills. I'm like, all right, here's my address, because apparently he lives 30 minutes from me. That dude thought that what I did in that short time is somehow I IP tracked him, found an empty house, and listed that as my address. So when he pulled that strategy, I literally went to go grab a bill from the downstairs, put a Thundercat action figure on it, and I wrote, "This is my real address, you moron." And I took a picture and sent it to him. He melted down even more then. Just like, how, even the people on the farms were like, assuming this isn't a bit, how can you possibly think those two are the same people? They've been on streams together. Are you stupid?
Absolute fucking moron. Brain trust. We love to see it.
So yeah, so turns out the current external drive that I have does indeed have the Morrison conspiracy on it.
Nice.
Rollicking.
Which is what I have dubbed it. You will understand why as I read through. If I'm allowed to read this comment.
Oh God, please! It's so fucking funny.
Okay.
It's so fun.
Okay. I do not, and I repeat, do not send Ponder after me for this. But I'm going to state something that Doodle Tones here may not be a fan of. But as a friend of the actual person, Suzanne Hembry, aka Anne Harvey, I have to put it out there into the aether to wonder why Sean is using a vocoder on his voice. I mean, we can tell it's a vocoder because of the distortion it gives. All he does is up his pitch to sound like a minion, and Suzanne Hembry is the real name of actress Anne Harvey from Focus on the Family Radio Theater. I mean, I am an audio drama enthusiast, so do you not think I'd figure out where the name Suzanne Hembry originated? I also know a little about audio editing, especially how to use WavePad and Audacity, so I know how to do that vocoder effect. Just simply up the voice pitch to a level you wish it to. So yeah, there's no such person as the American YouTuber Suzanne Hembry. The real name is Sean Morrison of the United States. Boom. Take that, Heather Handshot.
What?
I got that comment. And already I'm sitting here like, what are you on about? But it continues.
Oh God.
So yeah, they're just like, I still love you, Doodle, but I know you're not an alien bear with a female name due to the distortion from the vocoder. It does mess up from time to time. You kind of have to have an ear for these things to notice it. So that was the exact point where I respond to him. What the fuck are you on about? He responds with, if you listen to Z95.3, you'll hear Sean. He doesn't host as often as he used to, but he does still host. As for the vocoder, I'd expect a guy from radio who produces stuff to have knowledge on how to use such things, so that makes sense. Z95.3 isn't the same without Sean as the main host, but at least he's still there.
So fucking funny.
Someone by the name of Blood Market comes in and goes, I am having a stroke trying to read anything you just said. Also, what a weird video to comment this on. I don't even remember which video it was, but doesn't matter. Then the person goes, well, that's your fault. Don't believe me that Doodle Tones is really Sean Morrison? Listen to Z95.3, especially if you can find their 2006 through 2014 broadcasts. I come back in. This is the strangest conspiracy about me I think I've ever heard.
And so far, it's my favorite.
It's personally one of my favorites too. They respond with, you see, Sean, what we did is we reversed the vocoder you use on your voice, and we recognized your voice from the fact that you were on Z95.3 here in the Vancouver area. We don't know why you're not on the radio as regular as you were from 2006 to 2014, but I'd know your voice anywhere. Ponder's Canadian. Maybe she has access to Z95.3, and she's in Toronto, so I don't know how good access she has. Anyway, Sean, we miss you on the radio. So my girlfriend and I were able to reverse your vocoder to find out that you're Sean Morrison from Z95.3. We miss your morning show.
I'm so fucking confused.
Oh,
I
guys.
feel like I've been grabbed by the shoulders and just shaken.
If you think we're done, no, he
Oh,
continues.
no.
There's more.
He just keeps going. It's so fucking funny.
He continues. Keep in mind, Sean, you use a vocoder, and the vocoder messes up a little, so I can tell it's a fake voice due to the slight sort of distortion to it. Not to mention, I recognize your intonations from your days as a regular morning show host on Z95.3, and after I used WavePad to pitch down your voice and also reverse engineer the vocoder, it was a perfect match. I'm not an advanced audio editor by extent. I'm blind, and many of those advanced audio editors you need to be able to see when you're adjusting the sliders, but WavePad is able to reverse your vocoder easily, Sean Morrison. Don't believe me? You and B can see if you find archives of your morning show and process your voice through that same vocoder you used the Doodle Tones character on. I'm sure you'll be able to find the archives. I mean, I recently found archives of your top 40 with Casey Kasem and the UK chart show, so why not some of your shows from 2006 to 2014? Hell, I can remember really well your speech when Casey Kasem passed away, how you reacted to all the drama between Gene Kasem and Casey's kids. Now, I want you to note the reason I tell people this is to let fans of Sean's radio morning show know Sean's not dead, and he's not just reduced to doing commercials. Sean is now an awesome commentator on YouTube. He's going stronger than ever. He isn't on Z that much anymore outside of commercials. Don't believe me, regardless what you think of me, revealing that you're a former morning show host, and the best damn one I know at that. You are an amazing YouTuber, and I pray you do it till the day you die. Rock on and remember to keep your feet on the ground and never stop reaching for the stars. I read all of this. Had to process it. And just responded, I don't know how to break this to you.
This is one of my favorites because, like, it's so positive.
But
Like,
so passionate.
but it's fucking deranged, but like the guy's like being nice. He's like, I love your morning show and I love your content now. So like at least he's being nice about it, but like what the brother?
Can you imagine? Can you
One
imagine an
moment.
80-year-old getting into slideshow commentary? That'd be the best thing ever.
God, it'd rule. I'd
Alright.
gladly
I still feel
welcome.
like Susie picked me up and shook me.
Listen, I for one
that's not the
gladly
end of it
welcome
either.
Sean. I gladly welcome
What
Sean
do you
Morris.
mean it's not the end of it?
Yeah, no, that's not the end of it. So yeah, my full response was, I don't know how to break it the news to you, but I'm not Sean Morrison from Toronto. I don't use a vocoder, and I've never been on radio. I'm just a trans woman from America who gave herself the name Suzanne to feminize my dead name. And he goes, you're right. You're from Vancouver, not Toronto.
I.
And you do use a vocoder. You pitch your voice up a bit to sound like a woman. However, the vocoder does distort, so that's why I can tell it's not your real voice. I can use WavePad to reverse it. Also, if you're going to try to pretend to be Susan Himbry, at least have a British accent, as she's from Manchester, England.
This man's bonkers, and I love that for him.
Oh, it gets better. It's still going. We're only on screenshot 4 out of 9.
I might have to go in a bit, so if I dip,
way
that's why.
possible. What
Okay.
is in the most affectionate way possible? What is this man waffling about?
I have no idea. But it keeps going. So I was like, you do realize more than one person can have the same name, right? Then,
There's only one Suzanne allowed.
then, who I presume is this person's girlfriend, comes in. Okay, Sean, let me explain this as I work with audio editors myself. When you use a vocoder, that's what it's called, to pitch shift your voice or modify your voice at all, it causes a bit of distortion when it tries to maintain the vocal effect. For example, I pitched your voice up to sound like a woman. However, this results in a little bit of a slight echoey effect, as what's happening is the vocoder speeds up your voice but has to slow it down so that only the pitch is higher and not the tempo. So what it does is it plays a small part of your voice over and over again to retain the original tempo. It is this that causes a bit of distortion that makes it obvious that you are using a vocoder. Also, as a woman myself, I can tell this is not your real voice regardless of what you wish to call yourself. Just admit that you're Sean Morrison from Z95.3 and that you're still kicking it. Your feet are still on the ground and you're still reaching for the stars. And Curly K, thanks for listening. And it still keeps going.
I just the thing about this that I think I love the most. I just want to specify is like I don't know who these motherfuckers are. But like I want to believe that these motherfuckers are in fact like in their 40s or 50s. I just think that'd be funny.
But like, but I love it. It's such. These are this is the wildest comment thread that I think I've ever had.
But it's so like weirdly positive.
It's so oddly
Oh,
wholesome.
it is. But it is so fucking batshit.
Dang, Lyu's dead. Crap rave. Anyway.
But yeah, so the back and forth goes on for a while. But after a while, someone in the thread says, imagine if this turns into a co-op with Ponder and Doodle, and I really want to. I really want to. I think it'd be hilarious. Because he follows it. The last comment in that thread is Ponder's not going to make a video on it. The best she's going to do is comment on this thread, saying that while I am right, she'll ask me what's wrong with Sean pretending to be an anime woman online, and I'll say nothing at all. And no, if Doodle/Sean Morrison is really trans, then nothing wrong with that either.
I mean, they say trans rights, I guess, so like...
They do!
Like, they're a little confused, but they got the spirit.
They're a little confused, but they've got the spirit.
I also, by the way, I had to do I had to do research.
No, I was gonna say, don't you even qualify. No, you had to.
Yeah, I had to do research on this. Even if this person remotely had a point, right?
Mm-hmm.
I could not be Sean Morrison from Z95.3 because that person didn't exist.
What?
There was a Sean Connolly, and then there was a Stephen Morrison, but there was not any Sean Morrison from Z95.3.
What?
I looked into this.
Now, I want to provide to you the funniest thing in the world. So they thought you were using Susie or Suzanne because of this other person. But the person in question's name is Sean. What are the fucking odds?
I don't know.
That's the funniest part of this conspiracy theory. Is they're like, no, your dead name is Sean, and you're like,
yeah, but like,
and you're like, yeah, but like, not this one.
Yeah.
It's just so funny.
I can't believe this. In the same way that Avi is Jonathan coded, you are Sean Morrison coded.
Yes.
Did you look up one of his broadcasts? Do you sound like him?
I couldn't find any broadcast because, again, the guy doesn't exist.
I mean, that's the next step, I think, is to look up, like, look up, like, both of these guys' broadcasts and see if one of them sounds like you? Because if they do, then it'd be really funny. Then it's just a funny mistake. But, like, if they don't even sound like you without the vocoder, it'll be even funnier.
Well, even further than that, right? Like, I'm trying to remember, because I looked into, like, the name Sean Morrison to see if there was anything, like, maybe he was mistaken on the radio broadcast. And I did find a Sean Morrison, but they've been dead since, like, the 80s? Like...
Susie's a product of necromancy.
I'm just sitting here befuddled because no matter how you slice it, this conspiracy doesn't work.
I am fucking convinced I fucked this up.
Yeah. And that is the Morrison conspiracy. I have all of it. I'll throw it in, like, for the chat. Where would I throw it? Probably in the voice channel, right?
Yeah.
Okay. For Realm and Aether, and I guess anyone else who, like, wants to see it, here's the full, like, the full comment thread.
Yeah, I'm convinced I
Fucking
fucked this
right.
fabric up. I was like, oh, I'm like, this outfit will be easier to draw at this angle. It wasn't. It wasn't. I was
Also-
stupid and wrong.
I'm gonna do what I do with everybody else and file things I know about people in real life into the back of my mind and never be remembered. Just like I do every time Susie reveals her real voice. It's just like, no, I simply do not remember. I simple forgore. No remember. I don't need to know.
The joke we
it's
keep
like, I
making
don't-
is, we're like, whenever we finally manage to drag Susie to a convention, because we will someday, when we finally manage to drag Susie to, like, a gathering of our friend group, the weirdest part is going to be listening to Susie talk without the voice changer.
Yeah.
Or seeing what I look like, either. Like,
It's
that's
true.
not just something that I readily put out there.
It's true. It's always weird to meet your
Yeah,
internet friends
it's
in real
just-
life for the first time.
I wouldn't know.
None
I
of
haven't
you
done
will
it yet.
ever meet me.
That's
Same.
what I keep saying, and then that's what I keep saying, Ethereal. And then these people keep saying, "Oh, we're gonna drag you to MomoCon or something like that," and it's just like, no, you won't.
One of these days,
That's
if we
just
have
not
the
gonna
money.
happen.
Nah. I will simply pretend I do not see, you know?
Asuka does, in fact, you spell it like the character from, Ava, by the way. But, yes, Asuka does, in fact, have a devil fruit.
Just
She
gonna keep
has-
drawing my ponies.
She has, the Calm fruit, for those of you who are past Dressrosa and know what that means. Because I like narrative parallels. Am I drawing him with the hat off because drawing it at this angle would be weird? Partly. Also because I like him. Smile.
James, that implies that I would have any 2-cell.
Do you not have kidneys anymore?
No, James says we're not just gonna kidnap Susie to all the cons. We're gonna open stalls for her to sell art.
Oh, it's true.
That implies that I'd have any 2-cell.
Well, I have a surprise for you.
About to say, I don't do commissions. I don't just sell the stuff that I draw. Because there is no price that I could set that would feel fair.
That I understand.
Understandable.
Like, my stuff's not really worth a damn.
Shut up.
I'll get Lio back here. I'll summon him.
You guys literally,
Shut
you
up.
guys literally just said you understood.
I'll
Oh
summon
no,
him.
I understand, because I was also in a place where I thought that. That didn't make it true. I can empathize with the feeling and know that it's wrong.
Yeah, I just say the same things, but really quietly so nobody can hear me.
I'll physically assail you as well. I don't draw law often.
So anyway, I'm actually gonna duck out because I got some things to do.
Go do your thing.
Alright.
I shall do the
Oh.
things. You good luck with drawing this guy here.
I will. I'm gonna fucking
Let-
need it.
Lay down the law.
I will lay down. The law's doing the laying down, but I'm Tish.
Got him.
I said I draw more of my characters that I don't draw enough, and I've only drawn Asuka a handful of times, and I've drawn Law even less, so it's fine. This fits within my criteria. I can be self-indulgent.
You're allowed to be self-indulgent as a
What?
treat.
I was about to say, I thought that was the idea of this stream,
Mhm.
was to be self-indulgent.
I get to draw
Or we
her
can sell
being
Susie's.
her funny man.
I'm sure we can sell Susie's art for 1 or 2. That's still too much.
$1 or $2?
That's still too much.
Oh no, Susie, you don't know the $1 or $2 bit, huh?
I guess not.
So, you remember Crafty's big Halloween spectacular extravaganza fucktown?
Yeah.
That thing? So, I was hanging out in the waiting room and it was specifically me. The ones I remember is like me, Moai, I think Reviewer was there, and Nezzy. Moai and Nezzy are the important ones. Because Moai looked at all of us and was like, hey, would you rather have $1 or $2? And a couple of us said like $2. So it was like, oh, I'll just mug you and take, you know, the $3 whatever. And Nezzy was like, $1? And Moai was like, why? It's less money. And Nezzy was like, but I don't deserve the money. And we're like, yes, you do. So Nezzy, do you want $1 or $2? $1? And it, for like an hour, it was like Moai gripping Nezzy by the shoulders going, do you want $1 or $2? And Nezzy going, I only deserve $1. And he's like, no, you don't.
God, I have not met this Moai character, but they'd have a field day with me, I'd imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Moai of knowledge is... He sure is. Let's just put it that way. He sure is. Also, Heaton,
Mhm.
a question from Hybrid.
Ask me this question.
I know that this drawing isn't about her, but does Meg know Fishman Karate?
Meg does know Fishman Karate. One of the fun, funky, fresh, like, overarching through lines in her story is that she's trying to get better at it, and she feels like she is constantly falling behind the love of her life, even though he is a freak. Tiem. She's like, I want to be strong to help Sanji, but she's like, doesn't feel like she's good enough.
Just like me, for real.
But she does know Fishman Karate. And she's very good at it. I'm thinking about, if I can find a way to format it, I'm thinking about making a video about Meg.
Yes, Danica, I'm straight jorking it in the stripped club.
Straight jorking it.
In the stripped club. We got Crafty's making that a card now. Danica's done the art for it.
Draw
It is
Eve a
incredibly
girlfriend, you
based.
should. She has a girlfriend.
He now. Yeah,
Her girlfriend's name is Omi.
I was gonna
She's
say
Imagine.
she like to read Daedalus's message, and you did.
Eve has a girlfriend, her name is Omi, she's Imagine. should draw them together, though. You're right. I'm always just a little hesitant about, like... I don't know, I want to make more, like, character lore videos, because I love watching the ones that Jinja Ninja and ABD Illustrates do, but, like... I feel like I haven't earned it.
Oh, shut up. Yes, you have. Make the videos.
Nobody cares about my little guys.
I will find you.
Keaton, I will watch your videos.
I was about to say, if there's one thing that I learned, there's an audience for it.
I stand by one of my...
Nobody gave...
Oh, go ahead.
I was about to say, nobody really gave too much a fuck about my lore until, like, Aaron showed people that I had some. And then people went back to not caring until Zara got involved.
Nobody cared until I put on the mask.
So it's like, there's an audience for it.
I'll never forget one of my favorite comments that Daedalus has ever left, because it sticks with me and I giggle at it every time when I think about it, is the, like, what I was talking about, oh, people only like my commentaries, people don't like my lore content, and Daedalus is like, I need to tell you affectionately that I don't give a shit about your commentary! Make more lore content. And I'm like, oh, okay. Call me Odysseus then, because I guess I'm a nobody. Why must he be wearing so much black?
Because it's bitchin'.
Yeah.
True. We listen, he's a goth shit, it's fine.
Yeah, Aaron got people to care about my lore for, like, a couple weeks, and then Zara got people really invested in it, I guess. Shrug. So there is an audience.
We love our burrito
Just
trooper.
make your lore content. Just make your lore content. Your audience will find you.
I miss Zara.
I also miss Zara.
She's not dead, she's just busy.
Sometimes I can still hear her voice.
I thought burritos were fake.
I was about to say, Keaton, you can talk to Zara.
No, I have to learn.
Zara is in my chat.
I have to lurk. I have to be mysterious and aloof, otherwise people will know that I'm stupid. I have listen.
So mysterious. Then we watch her trip down a flight of stairs.
What?
Shut up! Shut up!
No!
Shut the fuck
No!
up!
I'm right! I'm right!
You know what? You want to know what's worse? Heaton's so mysterious, and then you watch me trip up a flight of stairs.
That's so fair, yeah. I was gonna say, Heaton, when was the last time you tripped on the stairs?
Like a week ago.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I didn't fall though, so there's that.
I didn't say you fall, I just said you tripped.
You know, Zara is someone who like is on my streams every now and then and in my chat. Hang out at any time. You just choose not to.
I'm afraid.
I get it, I'm not cool enough.
Damn.
It's not that you're not cool enough, it's exclusively that social interaction in large groups is hard for me. It's why I'm not in Crafty streams as much anymore, is because the calls get really big and I get nervous.
Mine don't, though. Not usually, especially not when I'm streaming.
I simply just don't exist.
Yeah, I haven't invited you into the box yet. I need like a ref of your character to make a small out of before I do that.
I got it. Susie, I'm going to apologize in advance. Nobody should have to draw my character. That is my drawing my own character is my cross to bear.
There it is.
Yeah.
Needed to find my... Knew I fucked this up, I forgot! Shit! Listen, I didn't get it. I didn't get why the girlies were doing it. And then I read Dressrosa and like, oh, now I get it. I am now a proud member of the Law Definitely Has Vitiligo gang.
Yeah. You know, I stream too early in the morning for a lot of people to hang out.
That's the other part of the reason, is like, I don't get in any calls in the morning for a bit because I want to make sure I don't wake up Justin.
Well, Justin's been in my, my chats a couple of times. Just to say we in here and then not say anything else.
Justin's not very active in anyone's chat, don't feel bad.
Yeah. But no, yeah, he's popped up from time to time, so... I'm just saying.
I'll try to hang out more.
So you can speak to the burrito truther.
I can
There is
speak
no
to
dispute.
I don't want her to lose her mystique.
No, Zara is very, very chill.
It's true. Listen, while Avi was here, I heard a lot of things about Zara, and none of them were chill, but I respect every single one of them.
Oh no. What else does she think was fake?
Oh no, Zara possesses some strong opinions about Veritas in the way that only someone like Zara could.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, you know, it's great. Like, when... Zara is an absolute sweetheart, but you get her angry and it is very, very funny. But like, in the kind of best way.
Zara hates that man, and she should, in fairness.
Listen,
No, very much so.
I'm not going to talk a whole lot about like the stuff in the community that happened recently, but I heard Baffy get angry yesterday.
Oh god.
We talked about it after the stream, and Baffy was pissed.
Oh yeah.
I just know my subtweet about the whole thing that happened yesterday has gotten me a lot of attention.
Look, Ma, I made it. I'm getting quote retweeted by woke VTuber else.
Oh no,
my God.
I loved interacting with that account this morning. He was very funny. It's like, oh, I'm just trying to stop you guys from spreading your woke propaganda. Ah, so you'd like a sleep propaganda instead. Let me just reach into my canned coal folder and break out the Kaga posting.
So fucking funny.
I am going to scroll through the bits. I need to read this. This is gonna be so funny.
When you're watching a boxing match, you do your math thing since boxers are giving out knuckle sandwiches. I stand by that the greatest thing that sandwich math has ever achieved for me specifically was that while I was in Lio's end of the year stream, Peaches was like, we have to say something to be provocative to get people to want to start fights, and I said, I have something that gets people in my community to start fights, and then I explained sandwich math and left.
Yes, yes, if you cut a sandwich diagonally.
I love that. I love that the whole chat was like, what? And half of them were like, no, wait, I get it. I see where she's coming from. She's got a point. And then the other half were like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, yep, that's it.
No, my favorite thing is that I'm banned from saying that phrase in multiple streams. I'm not allowed to utter the phrase, if you cut a sandwich diagonally.
You're not allowed to spread the truth. The liberal SJW media does not want to hear about sandwich math.
But yeah, no, I want to explain just real quick, because Justin T. Puffball was like sleep propaganda. I'm now using that one. So basically, there was, I think it was a 4chan meme actually, where they took this girl from Cancol, and had just a bunch of like images of her telling like just a vague person to go to sleep. I have a folder of like 30 of those images, maybe more. So I can spread that sleep propaganda. If he's really tired of the woke propaganda, I can just tell everyone to go to bed.
It's so My go-to now is like, no, you know what? You're right. The woke liberal media is in fact suppressing us. They will not let me talk about how if you cut a sandwich in half diagonally. They don't want to hear real facts and logic. They only want to hear what confirms their pre-existing biases.
It is literally 1984.
I can't believe this. I can't believe that they would police your freedom of speech in this way.
I love Daedalus. I'm going to lock Aether in the moon. You can't Princess Luna me, bitch! My mom will get me out.
For what? For spitting straight facts? This isn't Dio quote retweeting fucking propaganda onto my goddamn timeline. We can't send him to the farm for that.
I'm sorry, I just caught Grilly Wolf Pups. I'm in the sandwich club, straight mathing it.
Hell yeah! Also, somebody asked and I was going to say, but someone was talking and I didn't want to interrupt. Yes, he's between her legs. That's the bit. That's the wink wonk.
That's the bow chicka bow wow.
We have all universally agreed that Law is a freak 7 days a week. He just feels like a man who has weird kinky sex.
Hell yeah, brother. Get that bag.
I'll never get over specifically Brooke's description of him is really fucking funny to me. She referred to him as a geriatric Victorian child.
What?
Okay.
And I was like, yeah. She's like, I know those words are antonyms, but... And then I stopped her and I'm like, no, you're right. And she did the same thing I did, where she's like, I don't get it. All of the girlies think he's really hot, but he looks like he's on fucking meth in Sabaody. And I'm like, yeah, you gotta give it a minute. And then we got to Punk Hazard, and she's like, I don't agree, but I get it. And I'm like, yeah.
Look, you don't have to agree, you simply have to understand.
And then we found out he was baby. He does look like a tall child. The time skip did wonders for him, is all I'm saying. My favorite meme so far has been the, Law in Wano, and then it's the, I'm just Ken, anywhere else I'd be a 10, and then Law in Sabaody, I'm just Pete, and I like jugs, I'm mentally ill, and I'm on drugs. Do subs apply to sandwich math?
Excellent question. Find out more.
man. His skin tone's so yellow. I may just tweak this skin tone a little bit because this is so aggressively yellow.
Listen, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Allow me to do what I do for you. Where the fuck do I know that from?
I'm gonna, like, just... There we go. I'm just gonna...
By the way, you describing Law as a freak 7 days a week, it just got me thinking about, WAP. Because that's one of the lyrics in it.
Yeah.
And I can't stop chuckling at the line, "If he eats my ass, he's a bottom feeder."
It's a good one.
Kind of it's a great line. No, I'm also not allowed to mention WAP anymore on the Dr. Crafty live show.
Not after last time.
Not after the Kids Bop remix.
Not after the incident.
What?
Yeah, not after the incident trademark.
What is the incident?
So I'm a connoisseur of Kids Bop, because they like to do songs they shouldn't.
You too.
And it's
That-
have you heard the WAP, the Kids Bop WAP? There's some doors in this house. There's some doors in this.
It's not. I unfortunately have to tell you that Santa's not real in this instance. Because that's not a real one. But I
Damn.
do love it all the same.
Listen, I can pretend. I can
No.
hold it in my heart.
But yeah, you saying that you're a connoisseur of Kids Bop, I want you to know, on Tier Maker, right? I had made the first, and I think right now the quintessential Kids Bop album tier list.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh fucking Jesus! Wait a minute, Susie. Have you heard our Mallow meme now?
Do
Mallow?
it, please. Do it.
So, what's the... Oh god, he's told me like 4 times and I forget every fucking time. What's the I got a Glock in my Rari. What's the name of that song?
I can find out. Give me a minute.
It's numbers. It's by Fetty Wap.
679.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
679.
yeah.
So, we were joking about how when Mallow dances on the level up screen in Super Mario RPG, he was like, oh, I did go really great to that song. And then Emo, worked her fucking magic and got it to us before the stream was over. And spoilers, Boone was right, and it's really funny. So now, I've just started walking around my house in my Mallow voice going, I got a Glock in my Rari, Mario! 17's no 38s!
It is incredibly fucking funny. It is now one of my favorite things.
Actually, I need to update the Kids Bop tier list because they do have Kids Bop 2024 out. So let's go do that right now. Let's go edit that template real quick.
I also live for Lio's response to my Mallow voice. My Mallow,
it's so
my Mallow
funny.
and my Yoshi voice. Yoshi! And he was like, that's terrifying. I didn't know that could come out of you. And I'm like, yeah, I was a voice actor first. Wow.
Okay, yeah, 2024 is the real one. Cool. I have to make sure that I get the real Kids Bops because I don't want any like fake Kids Bops in here.
Fake Kids
There we
Bop.
go. Yeah, here you go, Ethereal. If you want the quintessential Kids Bop album tier list, there you go.
Oh hell yeah, I will look at that in a bit. I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, Susie Doodletones, I
Yeah.
assume because you're base. You know who Jax Films is, right?
Yeah, I have not watched him super frequently. I did see his beef with Sniper Wolf, though.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
So
what's
he's
up?
done a couple of videos called the Kids Bop Quiz, where
Yeah.
he reads a lyric from a Kids Bop song that got censored, and he makes them
Uh-huh.
multiple choice guess which is the actual censored version. And all I'm saying is that would be really funny to get people to do.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd do that. That'd be fun.
But yeah, as you can see on there, I have all of the Kids Bop albums on that tier list, including the Burger King and McDonald's ones.
Oh, yeah.
The what?
The Burger King and McDonald's ones. I did not stutter.
There's Burger King and McDonald's Kids Bop
Yeah.
albums?
There were
Uh-huh.
two instances where Kids Bop were like miniature Kids Bop EPs came in Happy Meals. Or Kids Meals.
I might have remembered this now that you're saying it.
I had gotten, I think, Kids Bop 6 at Burger King, and I got Kids Bop 6 at McDonald's. I don't think I got any of the Burger King ones. But, yeah, that was a thing.
Eaton, I want you to do
Jeez.
me a solid. I want you to take a wild guess on how many Kids Bop albums there are.
I'm gonna guess 34.
104.
Oh, I'll just kill myself then. It's fine.
At least that's what's on the tier list.
Oh, did you do like the math?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just, that's cool. I'll just kill myself. I'll just throw myself into the sea.
Mm-hmm.
So main Kids Bops, you would still be wrong because they're at 40. They never really.
Yeah.
I don't think they've released 41. I don't think they're gonna release 41. So there's 40 Kids Bop, and now they do Kids Bop 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024 now. So on and so forth. I imagine as the years go by. You also have at least 4 Christmas albums, maybe 5.
4.
I did not.
Uh,
I did not count them. I did not count the
7.
Halloween ones either.
hmm.
There's 7 Christmas ones. Okay, I
Yeah.
know there's a few Halloween albums.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got sports jams, country, Valentine, car
Don't
songs.
forget Los Kids Bop.
Yep, Los Kids Bop.
Wait, no, we've got.
Uh,
I'm gonna joke about this. We got one for Avi. There's Kids Bop Hanukkah.
What?
Yep, that is a real Kids Bop album.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so fucking funny.
Mm-hmm. We might be up to 8 Christmas ones. There's a Kids Bop Valentine.
I'm telling you, Aether and I share a brain cell too often.
It's incredibly scary. Because, like, other than, like, the commentaries, I have never had any interaction with Susie before, like, the previous year. And it's cursed food, it's Kids Bop,
Again, you and I just, like, it's the bits that we wind up sharing as well, because I had joined in to Shadow Wizard Money Gang, or
Shadow Wizard Money Gang.
Shadow Squiddy Money Gang, that's what it
Yeah.
was.
Shadow Squiddy
The
Money
Squid
Gang.
Gang.
We love ruining Crafty's Mario Kart.
Yep. It's just,
Shit, hang on, come on, god. Fuck!
actually, Aether, do you know the Forbidden Kids Bop song?
Ooh, no, I don't. I'm not super big in the
There
Kids
is-
Bop lore.
Okay. So, we like to talk a lot about how inappropriate some songs are for Kids Bop.
We like to
Right?
talk a lot
Yeah.
about this on this show.
It's
Well,
incredibly funny because they like
that's-
to cover songs they shouldn't.
Yeah, that's the idea. So, for a very long time, Actually, it's still there. Okay, so it's still taken off of Spotify. There was a song that they almost like they did not acknowledge. They're at least acknowledging it now because it's actually on the album list. But the most inappropriate song that they covered was on Kids Bop 3. And it was a song by Diddy, Usher, and Loon, called "I Need a Girl" Part 1.
Okay.
You can find it's on, as I said, it's on Kids Bop 3. You can find it on YouTube, and it is the most inappropriate song that they have ever covered, because they don't censor very much of it. And so the chorus winds up still sounding like, "I need a girl to ride, ride, ride. I need a girl to make my wife. I need a girl who's mine, all mine. I need a girl in my life." That is the chorus. That is not something kids should be singing.
The first one, no. The other ones you can be like, oh, awesome, I want a girlfriend. But like,
The rest of the song... Oh, don't get me wrong. The rest of the song is not much better.
Yikes. But that's it. The artwork's done.
Yippee.
Yippee. Let's see,
Yeah,
where are we sending you?
like- And again, they don't censor it.
I think we'll send you
I'm
to
gonna-
Jesus. Since we're talking about Kids Bop, we'll send you to Jesus.
Extremely wholesome music. Nothing ever bad happening here. Smile.
So tomorrow
I'm gonna...
we'll finish the Pokemon Kijinka that we started last week. And then I don't know what we'll be doing for Saturday. Probably another thing on the redeems. I want to do all the artwork, so we might do another piece of artwork Saturday, but I don't know. I haven't decided. But we'll see you later. Goodbye!
Good boy.
So